General store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, canned goods, dead bodies. Oh yeah, welcome back, by the way.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna pick up a couple Cheetos and a few corpses.
There we go. I wonder if they have Gardettos.
No one has Gardettos.
Or Big League Chew. I haven't seen that in ages. Oh no,
I see that all the time.
You only find the original. I guess I should have said you don't find grape Big League Chew anymore. I miss that.
Okay.
Never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work. Take the money. Take the money! Fat stack of cash. I mean, magazines. Take the money! Okay, wondered if someone robbed the place. Check the register. Check the okay, I guess you can't take the money. Can you get an ice cream bar? Ice cream Sammy? No, unplugged. Take a melty ice cream Sammy. There are various postcards. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. Things were better then. Things were always better then.
Back when everyone wasn't murdered.
Oh, so he lost his job only a couple of weeks ago.
No. Like 3 years ago, he said.
Oh, but they, like, still hung out or something?
Yeah, he said Norman was his friend.
Okay. Getting rid of that gun with your fingerprints all over it. Taking that piece from his store, but while I was in those tunnels, as I stepped outside, I recalled the dusty old box of clothes in Norman's attic. More questions, no answers. But you were close to home, time to find out the truth. Rachel! Why are you and or me killing all these dudes?
Rachel, you got some splaining to do. Which one of these places is ours?
Good question. Yeah, a lot of doors here, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I said I was going to do things systematically. Do we want to go back and start at the first one?
Yeah, sure. When did you say that?
Like, there, way at the beginning of this, when we were, which of these 3 doors should we go into? Let's start at the first one.
All I remember you is waving the light and yelling Space Kraken.
Space Kraken! Nope. It's locked.
Wasn't the right one.
Yep. What about this one? Locked tight. Not my house.
Because there's no way I locked up my house before I went out.
Ah, this one let us in. However, oh. I wonder if something would have happened if we checked the 4th door.
Who knows? We got another old... Wait.
What are people throwing away these TVs?
What is this?
Neighborhood's local post box. A letter sticking out as someone pushed it, didn't push it all the way in. Yeah, let's, spy on people's mail.
Yep.
Addressed to Norman. Well, he's not going to read it, so... The handwriting looked familiar. I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out, away from you both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him, Norman, don't think you can hold that against me. Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to, but he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. So was right on the wife hooking up with Norman.
Okay.
It's leaning toward me going on a crazy, jealous, murderous rampage. Gonna keep walking by all of these doors. Oh, there's blood splatters.
Probably that one.
Good call. You are correct, sir.
The creaks have gotten less creepy, which I appreciate.
Yeah. Well, they're not big metal doors anymore. They're going to give me a terrible sense of foreboding and chilled through the clothes. That's why you should have taken that jacket. Expectant, but
it
afraid.
had a stain on the sleeve. I can't remember which way to go in the forest maze, but I remember that.
He was terrified to step inside, but he's going to anyway. Painfully quiet. Well, if she went away, she's not going to be here, right?
Mm-hmm. The power was off.
Big surprise.
Damn it.
At least we're home.
Yep.
This looks a lot like Norman's table.
Probably got it from the same place.
IKEA.
Does
called
IKEA sell kitchen tables?
IKEA sells everything. That table's probably called the Huflorgen or something. Huflorgen. Where did I put that damn key? It's my own house and I still have to go around finding keys.
Well, to be fair, you had to go around finding credit card and driver's license. In a dumpster and water tower, respectively.
Okay, that's a good point. A small pile of mail on the floor. But, so, apparently I haven't been back here for a while.
Okay, credit card bill. Did we open it?
Well, this might tell us where we've been.
Okay.
To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. You've been away for a long time, Conan O'Brien. Do you go out the front door?
Let's go upstairs.
Locked from the inside. Well, if we are inside, couldn't you just hit the... Oh. I needed to see if Rachel was here. Okay. That's fair. She won't be. Or if she is, she'll be a body. Oh, wait. You already checked the basement door.
Okay.
Systematic checking of doors.
I
I have a feeling that this game would be a lot creepier if you weren't doing it with someone.
Yeah, probably.
The last missing piece from my wall, the old photo of Rachel and I, stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It did not make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Of course you did. Why did you throw the image away? Because Rachel slept with Norman and ran away, sending you on a murder spree.
Oh, man.
Your TV's a lot nicer than Norman's.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Oh,
Yep, too late now.
can't really blame you, buddy.
Happiness is a 40-inch television. Old-fashioned keyhole. Old-fashioned, does that mean you could pick it really easily?
With a hairpin that snapped in half, goddammit.
No, maybe we just need to find another hairpin.
Okay. Rachel, can I borrow a hairpin?
Rachel, where are your hairpins? Half mine, half Rachel's. Looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. Man in what house? Oh, the first house.
Yeah. Maybe. A suitcase.
A severed hand.
Hmm.
A train ticket. Anger and resentment. That was the receipt that he found back in that grimy tunnel.
But the receipt was for 2 tickets.
Oh.
So,
But Norman wasn't going with her. Who else had she slept with? Or, that's not fair to say.
what? Was that always smashed?
Well, we don't know. When we came upstairs, we immediately went to the left.
That's true.
And we probably would have heard the crashing noise.
Some blood.
Let's check in the bathroom cabinet.
And the tap's always stuck.
Does that mean the water's constantly running?
Who knows? Bathtub.
Lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed tubs. Those are cool. Eventually I would like to have a claw-footed tub.
I don't know. I prefer, like, those floor tubs in the floors.
Oh, ones that look like sunken down?
Yep.
Okay, that would be pretty cool. My laptop had been left on. A website about the old water tower. Wait a minute. What kind of battery life does this laptop have?
A pretty damn good
I was
one.
gonna say, if he's been away for long enough for that pile of mail to accrue. And what about that old water tower?
Or,
That's probably the key to the basement.
maybe, like, the mail came in. Maybe, the laptop was plugged in before the power got shut off.
Okay, that makes sense.
Did we get a key?
Yeah.
I had looked away, because something was interesting.
I took the key from the drawer in the desk. Unlock the basement door. Go downstairs and find a pile of bodies.
Okay.
Old Christmas decorations.
Some trash.
Couldn't even remember our last Christmas. Garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. Another dirty old key. What the hell is this key to?
Probably that door we found.
Oh, with the old-fashioned lock?
Yeah.
Ah. Old clothes, tools, various junk. What the?
A crack in the wall?
A divider wall so we could create a separate room in the basement. The door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough.
Like a claw hammer? Apparently not.
Or carry the bathtub downstairs.
Claw bathtub?
That leads back outside.
No, that leads to the kitchen.
Oh, right. Here's... Okay. Unlock the door with the grimy basement key, and pile of bodies. Oh. It's a mess. Probably stuff to examine here. Old crowbar. Do you need to take the crowbar? Yes. Hey, it even says it's heavy. Something to knock down that partition in the basement.
Conan O'Brien has evolved into Morgan Freeman.
Crowbar O'Brien. And Morgan Freeman.
Sorry, Gordon Freeman.
Okay.
The one who had the crowbar. Man, I bet Morgan Freeman used a crowbar in his life.
Morgan Freeman would be pretty unflappable. I really don't think he would work in a horror game. He would be calm, cool, and collected through everything.
Well, then again, haven't seen this guy really freak out too much.
Okay, that's fair. He's been pretty stoic.
He doesn't even have a mouth.
Don't look. Looking. I'm looking. What's that noise? Now we're starting to get tense again.
There's a jellyfish.
Blood splatters.
Guy in a hat.
Don't look. I'm gonna look.
You'll ruin your Christmas present.
That creaking. Maybe the creaking of...
A dead body?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was gonna say, like, a body hanging from rope. Filthy pile of rags. Awful stench. Yeah, you have to see what's in there. It's gonna be Rachel. Oh. Well, did I finally find my Rachel? So we can choose if it wasn't Rachel in the rags?
What do you want to say?
Well, yes to everything, right?
I don't know.
Okay, flip a coin. Get a coin from somewhere. There's probably one on the table there somewhere.
I have one here in my pocket.
Indecision.
Okay.
Okay, so heads, it's Rachel in the rags. Tails, it's something else.
Heads.
All right.
It's Rachel.
No scratching your tongue with your teeth here. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
There at the centre, under the dirt and mess, was my beloved Rachel. Bruised and slashed, her clothes ripped and torn. Even through all the blood, it was obvious she'd been stabbed to death. You probably did, Conan. Norman could help you oh, wait. When I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Huh.
And the police showed up.
So, you slept, and then what? Find some place to go. Oh, what's this? Oh, he put his wallet down. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe someone stole it. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? Man, again, we can choose yes or no.
I still have the coin out.
Well, if we say that we were at those places, that probably points to us being the murderer, right?
Yeah, so I don't want to be a murderer.
Alright, flip the coin. Were we there before?
Heads yes, tails no. We were there before.
Man, alright. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what does it mean? It means you stabbed your wife to death. And shot your friend.
Okay, there's something.
The old photo of that other man and his wife. I found it in that house. What had he done? What had he done there? Was that man involved in this whole mess? So we get to decide all these plot points. Coin flip.
Okay, yes or no? Yes.
Wow. Alright.
Heads, heads, heads.
Those tunnels, the odd tools in his house, the remains of his wife. He wasn't innocent, that's for sure.
Broken mirror. Anything?
The key card I found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through that door, it seemed to me that it was probably Norman's, but if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory?
Coin flip. Dropped it.
What's it say?
This one's tails.
So Norman was not going back to the factory.
Nope.
Someone was going through those lockers, sure, but I didn't think it was Norman.
That's true. Someone punched Norman's locker, but it wasn't Norman.
How did we know it wasn't Norman?
Because, I don't know.
Oh.
Well,
Norman.
probably should have turned it off before you went to sleep. So far, everything is what I would personally agree with.
From the coin flips?
Yeah.
I still love the old-time clawfoot tub. Rachel loved this part of the house. Man, still thinking about Rachel. He's
Well,
getting all poetic on us. He might end the game by killing himself. See what's going on in the kitchen.
the safe.
Old office safe. Digital passcode lock. Did you try to open it?
Yes.
Ah.
8-digit code. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's gonna turn out to be like the date he married Rachel.
Or we'll just find it somewhere else. Or it's written in this murder notebook. Heather.
Wait.
What? There are 9 names. Well, 8 and then Rachel.
Let me try something.
You think it's a substitution thing?
No, not a substitution thing. How many letters are in the names?
Oh.
So, go down again. I recalled the names I saw scratched out on the old desk deep within the musty tunnels. Was the man in that house really up to something, yes or no? Okay, try it again.
Was he the one responsible for Rachel's murder? But I'd found him dead. Okay, it's not telling us the names anymore.
Damn it.
I guess we should have been paying better attention.
Either that or...
That's not how
This
you
isn't
open
a
it.
game that gives you one shot. This is a game so far that holds your hand. So,
Well, I don't know. We were locked into that room where we had to jump down.
true.
The letter you were taken from the post box. Rachel was having an affair with Norman. Why, Rachel? Why? She seemed concerned, almost as though her husband would go on a murderous rampage. Did Norman do that to Rachel? Well, if it'll clear our conscience, coin flip says.
Norman did not do that to Rachel.
Ooh. Norman may have betrayed me, but I didn't think he was capable of that. It's hard to think of anyone being capable of that.
Yeah.
So you have this big fancy TV, but you don't have a VCR. Well, who has a VCR anymore?
Like, it's not clear what year this takes place in.
Okay, let's say for the sake of argument, instead of a VHS, you found a Betamax. Or you found a laser disc.
Okay.
Maybe I was ready to go back into the basement. Are you ready to go back into the basement?
Not yet. We need more plot points.
Do you want to go back in the basement?
Heaped on the floor. How long had Rachel been lying in the basement?
Let's see if there's anything new in the kitchen that we can inspect.
Table.
There would be no more dinners here, no more chit-chat over breakfast. At least not for us. What's in the fridge?
No more dinners. No more breakfast. What's in the fridge?
No more... Well, no, actually, no. There are plenty of creaky doors.
Yeah. Oh dear.
I realized I couldn't go back into that room again. Sure you can. I needed to put an end to the situation one way or another. Go back in there. Okay, I guess go back out the front door. If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Do you pick up the knife?
No. Let's not even flip the coin.
No? Alright. So, I'm assuming that this means he wants to end himself.
Probably.
Walk out the front door, get arrested by the police. Did you leave never to return?
Yes.
Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plan had helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. When the Fire Nation attacked. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. Sleep murdering. MRIs and piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. So that might have been his liquor bottles in those tunnels. I swear I'd tried to give it up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away, though. I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was a final act of a long-standing horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. It was obvious to me that the man I had found in that house had something to do with all this. Could he have killed Rachel? It started to seem that there were too many things I had seen to think otherwise. Now that I thought of it, those sewers were a terrible mystery. What had happened there? I was lucky in my way to even find my way out there. But I never did find out what was on that tape that I now kept. What might it have shown me? I had found the contents of my wallet scattered throughout town. Why the hell had I been out there? Had my sleepwalking gone to some new extreme? The thought that I couldn't account for my whereabouts, but I knew I had been to that forest and even Norman's place. It was terrifying. I didn't know what that meant, but at least I recovered my things. Hopefully, I thought, that would cover my tracks so I wouldn't be blamed for all this. Deep within those woods, though, was where things became truly awful. Finding the notebook only made things worse. Rachel's name had been on that list. So what terrible plot was she a part of? There was a similar list of names on that desk back in the tunnels. What was the connection? One thing I could be sure of, despite my confusion, I knew Norman hadn't been the one who was going back to our old factory. He couldn't have been responsible for that dead guard then, so I could take some solace in that. After the factory, I thought I might find some solace if I could just get to Norman's store. But all I had found were more horrors and more questions. Now that I really consider it, that's when I should have seen it coming. So this is just giving us a recap, I guess. This is the epilogue.
Okay.
Norman, what were you and Rachel up to? Sexy times.
Oh, apparently.
It was obvious things were more complicated than I'd ever imagined. How long had you been going behind my back? More importantly, why Norman? Have you seen that guy?
Yeah.
Whoever had killed Rachel had probably gone after you, too. Maybe they knew about what you were up to. I would never know peace, Norman. But despite your transgressions, a part of me really did hope that you would. What?
That Norman would know peace.
Ah. I marched through the rain toward home. I desperately clung to the hope that this would end. But it seems to keep dragging on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I guess in a way it did, but how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as disoriented as when I sleepwalked. To think of it now, I guess I should have known from the terrible silence that greeted me when I first stepped into our house and stood there in the kitchen. There was no sound of television, radio, even the air was still. But seeing Rachel there, lying ruined and discarded in the basement, that was a horror I could have imagined. I didn't know if I'd ever find the answers I craved, but I knew that somehow that other man I found was responsible for this. I think the answers that he craves we'll find in a different playthrough, with different decisions. If not directly, he must have had a hand in Rachel's death. So what was I doing in that damned house of his? Had I found out? Had I killed him? My damned condition made it difficult to know. Memories and time frames were always a mess, and I could never be sure. Knowing that man was dead, though, was cold comfort. My wife was gone, and no matter what happened to me now, I was lost forever. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife, just the thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbors knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run.
Well,
Interesting game.
kinda.
It's, I think, less a game and more like an interactive story.
Interesting, to say the least.
Definitely has replay value. Probably not on camera, though, but I do kind of want to see what happens if I were to make other decisions.
Business.
Yeah.
Tic-tac, shut up.
Maybe keep jumping down things and seeing if I can break my leg more.
End up in a wheelchair. Honey, squeeze it quick, I'm home.
Thanks to Dirty Uncle Phil for moral support.
Oh, man.
My wife Nancy, watch your back. Huh.
Well, and nothing scary happened.
Yeah, well, let's move on to a different game at this point. This episode has gone over long
It's
for a
the
while.
finale.
Um,
Okay. The finale to home. Thank you for watching up to this point. This has been Ponder and Puzzle Play, and we'll see you next time with a different game.
Hopefully one that's a little more entertaining to watch.
I think this one might have some charm.
Well, it was entertaining for us, sure, but I can't imagine the people watching the videos are having a great time. That's
Yeah,
all I
that's
mean.
fair. Maybe back when we were actually kind of tense and scared, but